Hello, hello, hello! Greetings, salutations, konnichiwa, and every other form of green across this vast, marvelous multiverse. I am Matsu Quinox. This is Horace, and welcome back, my dear, marvelous, wonderful scholars, to the study. Hello there, hello there, hello there. Hello there, cool skeleton. Congratulations on getting first. Hello there, Dr. Zadium. Welcome. Hello there, Julian20. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello there, Firefly. Welcome. Hello, 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 all you fine, marvelous scholars. Back to the study. Oh, hello there, head god. Welcome. Greetings and salutations to you as well. Welcome all of you, one and all, back to the study. Oh, hello there, Kid Sean. Welcome. I am gonna have to do a lot of welcomes this time. Gonna need a drink of water. Oh my goodness gracious. Hello. I hope hands of the god, hands of the ad god. Oh, ad god. But don't worry about it. Oh, thank you. I'm sorry about that. But yes. Welcome everyone. I hope you're all doing well this fine evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are, whenever you are across this vast, wonderful multiverse. Oh, hello there, Dress of the Wicked. I was told there would be a viaduct. Why a duck? Why a duck dries off? Why not a goose? Oh, you mean a viaduct. Oh, viaduct. Well, we'll see about that. Oh, my goodness gracious. Yes. So, how are you all doing, my fine, wonderful scholars? I hope you're all doing well tonight. Excuse me. Mm. Oh, my goodness gracious. As for myself, I am doing okay. Today has been a quiet day. Cool Skeleton, did Matsu just pun? Oh, oh, sorry about that. I'm fine. You didn't hear a pun. Horace had to bring me back. Oh my goodness. Um, yes, yes. But let's see. Oh, Julian20 says it's perfectly wonderful. Snow is melting. Good. And Dr. Zadium is doing well. Good. Excuse me. I'm trying to get rid of this rather irritating cough. So if you hear me coughing, I apologize. So yes, tonight, my dear scholars, we are doing neither game, nor are we doing a reading. Tonight, we are having a movie showing. Yay! Cool skeleton, no more snow, but tons of rain. Oh dear. Well, I mean, rain can be refreshing. I mean, nothing wrong with rain, I suppose. I like a good thunderstorm. What was I? Oh, yes, 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 yes. Tonight we will be watching a movie. Clap, 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 clap. Um, it will be a film which has just gone into the public domain. I actually been holding on off it for a while. I had been planning to do it during the month of January, but things got busy and other things happened. But tonight we are going to get to watch it. Cool skeleton. Now when you have to be in it with tons of wind. Oh yeah, that might be irritating. I forgot about that. Oh yes, before I start, of course, reminder that this place is a safe place. If you ever feel put upon, if you feel in danger, if you feel like you have nowhere else to go, always remember the study is open to you. We are here for you, my dear scholars. Cool skeleton movie time. Yes, movie time. How many of you have ever heard of the Marx Brothers? Have you heard of the Marx Brothers? Well, for those who haven't, they were there's some, yeah, one was a great economist. Stadium. Cool skeleton, sort of. Heads of the ad god. I may have, perhaps it sounds familiar. And Kinchon. I'm guessing that means it. Had to look for the right emote. Yes, the Marx Brothers were a comedy group. They were all actual brothers, made up of um, Groucho, Harpo, Chico. Goodness me, this is not a good sign. Groucho, Harpo, Chico, and sometimes Zeppo, and on the stage, Gummo, who does not appear in any of the films. He got out of the business before it. This is their very first movie called The Cocoanuts, 1929. So it's a very early sound film. Because of this, 1929, I must remind you that this film does have humor that is of its time, unfortunately. So if any of the jokes do seem a little bit, eh, it was that manner of humor then. Although I don't think there's any problems with this one. Um, as if you've ever been to any of my movie showings, you know the drill. We'll be watching the film. As we watch the film, I will be throwing out random little bits of trivia. I have some trivia information with me. So, so we will be watching this, hearing some trivia, and I hope you enjoy it. So, my dear scholars, are you ready for some old-fashioned comedy from the 1920s? So then, my dear scholars, Julian 20, yes, indeed. Cool skull, yay, yes. Using. So sit back, relax, have a hot or cold beverage of your liking, dim the lights if possible, and let's enjoy The Cocoanuts from 1929. Curtains open. And let's begin. Paramount Pictures, an early Paramount picture. So, this movie actually is a musical. It was originally a stage play. I don't know what years it ran. It says there, from the play originally presented by Sam H. Harris. Music and lyrics by Irving Berlin, a major musical composer. Thank you for the hydrate, Hands of the Ad God. It has two directors, as you notice. Groucho Marx said of the two directors, one did not understand English, and the other did not understand comedy. To be honest, there are bits in this that I can see his point. Is the sound okay, my dear scholars? Julian 20 loved Margaret Dumont. Oh yes, she was in a lot of Marx Brothers films. So there is a little bit of historical background to this film, which I will get into later. It actually is very specific to events that were happening during that era. This was not filmed in Hollywood, believe it or not. This was filmed in New York. Because of that, there was no soundproofing at the time, so they had to wait for the sound to die down around them to film. Drazov, 20s by watch there. Yes, indeed. Drazov's, oh, so this is basically just literally filming their Broadway show. In a way, yes. New York did have a major filming location back then in the 20s. Now, while this was being filmed, the Marx Brothers were also doing a Broadway show called Animal Crackers. So they would film this in the morning and then go and do the stage play at night. It got a little hectic.
We want to see you, Mr. Hammer.
What's the matter? Somebody pay their bill?
We want money. Yes, money.
Here's Groucho.
Money?
We want to get paid.
Oh, you want my money? Is that fair? Do I want your money? Suppose George Washington's soldiers had asked for money. Where would this country be today?
But they did ask.
And where's Washington? No, my friends, no. Money will never make you happy. And happy will never make you money. That might be a wise crack, but I doubt it.
We want money.
I'll make you all a promise. If you'll all stick with me and work hard, we'll forget about money. Let's get together and we'll make a regular hotel out of this place. I'll put writing paper in the hotel, and next year, if you behave yourself, I'll put in envelopes. I'm going to put extra blankets free in all your rooms. There'll be no cover charge. Think of the opportunities here in Florida. 3 years ago, I came to Florida without a nickel in my pocket. Now I've got a nickel in my pocket.
That's all very well, Mr. Hammer, but we haven't been paid in 2 weeks, and we want our wages.
Wages? You want to be wage slaves? Answer me that. No, of course not. But what makes wage slaves? Wages. I want you to be free. Remember, there's nothing like liberty.
Not sure if the logic here
be free,
adds
my
out.
friends, one for all and all for me, and me for you, and 3 for 5, and 6 for a quarter.
Pardon me, a couple of telegrams for you, Mr. Hammer.
There you are. Business is beginning to pick up already.
So,
Boys will only be calm.
and that's Zeppo?
Uh-huh. We arrived this afternoon on the 4:30. Kindly reserve 2 floors and 3 ceilings. Must be mice. If we like your property, we will immediately buy it. See that? Things have started our way already.
Who's it from?
Okay.
Western Union. And they've got a lot of money, too. On the 4:15, eh?
If you
Well, I'll take the bus
notice,
down
if you look at the
myself.
paper
Here's
there,
another one, Mr. Hammer.
the paper
See?
might look a
We're
little
gonna be
bit
stuffed by tonight. This hotel will be
saggy.
so crowded that we'll be turning away thousands of people.
The reason
If
for
there's
that,
another hotel in Coconut Beach, cancel our reservations. I knew it. It was too good. Wait a minute. P.S. Aunt Fanny had an 8-pound boy. Can you come to the wedding? You see, everything is all right, boys. Everything is all right. You're all invited to the wedding of Aunt Fanny's 8-pound boy. However, that won't be for a couple of years yet. In the meantime, I want you to buck up. Get down to work. Let's put this thing over with a bang. And above all, forget about money. Don't think of it. Just forget about it because you won't get it anyway.
why are they cheering? So, you'll notice the paper seemed a little bit saggy, and that's because all the paper in this film was soaked in water. And that was to keep the microphones from picking up the sound of the crinkling paper. Microphones were very sensitive at this time, early in the sound era. So they really didn't have a control over volume. Also, another little fun fact, the film we're watching is incomplete. There is no version of the Cocoanuts which is complete. Every single version is missing 7 minutes, which is mostly scenes involving Zeppo. And the film version we're watching is made up of 3 separate incomplete prints, which have essentially been put together. At least by this time they actually got cameras to move around a little bit more than they used to. This is the only Irving Berlin musical that did not spawn a hit song from it. So sadly, this is pretty well forgotten as a musical.
See that? I keep them dancing for their money.
Yeah.
Jamison, I'm going down. I'll meet the 4:15.
Yeah.
If I never come back, you'll know I'm still waiting for the train.
Yes, sir.
And in my absence, I'm relying on you to take good care of everything.
Well, you can depend upon me, sir.
That's fine. If any guests come in, take good care of them.
Yeah.
And think of me, Jamison.
You bet I will.
I'll be back someday.
All right.
Keep a light burning in the window,
Yes, sir.
if you can find a window.
All right, sir.
Goodbye, Jamison.
Goodbye.
And
Hello,
here's our
Harvey.
2 villains,
Why so
apparently.
down, Harvey? Is Bob Adams cutting you out with Polly Potter?
I'm not worried about a hotel clerk.
No, but I'll bet you're worried about the Potter million. You generally could use money in the old days.
Lay off that stuff.
You know, marrying Polly is the only way for you to square your debt.
I can take care of myself.
I doubt it. But suppose I have a little plan that'll take care of both of us.
What do you mean?
Have you ever seen that diamond necklace of Mrs. Potter's?
You bet I have. What's that got to do with us?
Her room and my room are right next to each
Okay,
other.
let's see.
Hers is 318, mine 320. The door between is unlocked.
Well,
She keeps everything in a jewel case locked up in her dresser. The key is always in her bag. That's what you've got to get.
The actual
Well, daughter,
Broadway play
maybe
that
it can be
the
done.
Cocoanuts this is based off of
suppose I invite
is
you
once in a
and
while
Polly
still
to take supper
performed
with me
on
tonight.
stage.
What then?
Sometime during the evening, I might be able to get the key out of her bag.
Now you're talking. That sounds more like old times. And I'll try to get rid of Bob Adams for you.
You'll see that with the newspaper. It is looking rather,
This is Coconut Manor.
well, not newspaper, the
You know that
map.
hill?
What a question. Do I know that cunning little hill?
It's cunning, all right. But that's why there hasn't been any development here.
Couldn't it be cut down?
Too expensive. Now, here's what happened. John W. Berryman was here to see it last month. You know, Berryman practically built Palm Beach in Miami. But he said he wouldn't touch it. Now, when a man like that touches the place up, no one wants it. Do you know anything about architecture?
No. But I'd love to learn.
Well, I made a drawing of the whole place showing the hills. And to build that scheme without cutting down the hill or having it get in the way. I made the hill fit in with the architectural scheme. I sent Berryman a copy last week, and his secretary wrote me a nice note. saying
Following
he
his
would study
lines
my
already.
That's thrilling. Did Mr. Hammer know about it?
Not yet, but if he takes it, I'll design the buildings. Hey, I may be an architect yet.
Don't laugh,
The only
please.
time, I'm sure it will be the most beautiful place in the world.
It would be. If you lived there. Look. See what I've written? Heaven. For Polly and me.
That looks great. When do I move in?
Any day now.
It's a lovely dream, Bob. Let's make it come true.
It's interesting that back then the use of vibrato was very much pushed with popular music. That sound of sort of vibrating sound with his voice. When nowadays it's somewhat frowned upon.
When my dreams come true, that Spanish castle I built in my mind will be a love nest from a practical kind, and I'll be there with you when my dreams come true.
At the time, this was filmed, the consensus was that with musicals in a film, you needed to show an orchestra. Blah blah. Thank you for giving Horace his own bucket of popcorn. You're a real one. Aw, well, the Horace insisted. So in films involving a musical, earlier on, the idea was that you should show an orchestra because otherwise the audience would never, you know, buy that the music was not coming from somewhere. They did hire an orchestra for this film, for these love scenes. And the thing is, they just neglected to film it at the angle where the orchestra could be seen. So this is very specifically shot in Long Island.
Will you look at that?
I am looking.
Well, it's darn cute. I wonder who it can be.
Let's find out.
That little Red Riding Hood said to the wolf. Woof, 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 woof.
Hello.
I'll have a big shout out to the Triangle players of the orchestra. Oh yes, they deserve much.
She generally is.
Thanks
And
for
she
every...
generally finds me. You know, Mother.
You almost had me there, blah blah. You
It was
almost
a
had
lovely
me there.
story, Mr. Adams. I'd like to hear the rest of it sometime. Goodbye.
I wonder if I could hear it sometime.
With pleasure. How about you, Yates? No, thanks. You know what happens to bad little boys who tell stories? Certainly. They marry the beautiful princess. So long. And I'll be there with you when my dreams
Nice boy. The kind who usually gets what he wants.
Not always. I might win out yet.
Well, miracles do happen.
How do these two know each other?
Well, Polly, you've been out again with Mr. Adams. But only for a little while,
Oh,
Mother.
Margaret Dumont.
Why a daughter of mine should fool around with a hotel clerk when she has the opportunity of marrying one of the Boston Yates is more than I can understand. Oh, who cares about the Boston Yates? Anyway, Bob isn't a clerk. He's an architect. He's only clerking until he can get started. One who clerks, Polly, is a clerk, and that settles it. And I want you to remember
Dumont was in a
no
lot of
father
Marx Brothers
has ever been
films,
involved
to the
in a
point that
single
Groucho called her
scandal.
practically the fifth
How about
Marx
Uncle
brother.
Dick? Polly, it's a well-known fact that your uncle was drunk at the time. And another thing, young lady, I'm quite tired of your sitting up on the beach all afternoon.
Hey. Why don't you take something for that insomnia? You ought to cut out drinking so much coffee. I'm sorry, sir. Say, any luck with the 4:30? Yes, it didn't hit me. That's the only luck I had with her. Mr. Hammer, I think I know what's wrong with the hotel. I think I know, too. You're fired. Get your hat and my coat and get out. Well, maybe the season hasn't started yet. Maybe the hotel isn't open yet. Don't worry, Mr. Hammer. In a few weeks, you'll be cleaning up. Yes, and making the bed. Go on, get out of here. I can handle this rush myself. 600 rooms in the hotel, and you have to sleep here.
How do you do, Mr. Hammer?
Why don't you whistle at the crossing? You're just the woman I'm looking for. Now, whether you like it or not, I'm going to tell you about Florida real estate. It's the first time it's ever been mentioned down here, today.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid.
Do you know that property values have increased 1929 since 1,000%? Do you know that this is the biggest development since Sophie Tucker?
This...
Do you know that Florida is the show spot of America and Coconut Beach is the black spot of Florida?
You told me about this yesterday.
I know, but I left out a comma. Look, in a little while, we're going to hold an auction sale at Coconut Manor. It's superb, terrible, beautiful. You must come over. There's going to be entertainment, sandwiches, and the auction. If you don't like auction, we can play contract. Here it is, Coconut Manor. 42 hours from Times Square by railroad. 1,600 miles as the crow flies. 1,800 as the horse flies. There you are, Coconut Manor, glorifying the American sewer and the Florida sucker. Why, it's the most exclusive residential district in Florida. Nobody lives there. And the climate. Ask me about the climate, I dare you.
Very well.
I'm glad you brought it up. Our motto is Coconut Beach. No snow, no ice, and no business. Do you know that Florida is the greatest state in the Union?
Is it?
Take its climate. No, we took that. Take its fruits. Take the alligator pear. Take all the alligator pears and keep them. See if I care. Do you know how alligator pears are made?
Haven't the slightest idea.
There you are. That's because you've never been an alligator. And don't let it happen again. You know that it sometimes requires years to bring the pear and the alligator together? They don't like each other.
No?
No. Do you know how many alligator pears are sent out of this state every year and told not to come back?
I don't think I do.
All they can get a hold of. Florida feeds the nation.
How do I do
Nobody
trivia
feeds
while
me,
he's
and that's what I
talking?
want to talk to you about.
Mr. Hammer.
Another thing, take our cattle raising. Oh, I don't mean anything personal, but here is the ideal cattle raising section. We have longhorns, shorthorns, and shoehorns.
Mr. Hammer, will you let me say something, please?
Will you let me say something, please,
And there's
too?
something else I want to bring to your mind. Where will you be when you're 65? That's only about 3 months from now.
If I were to buy, I should prefer some place like Palm Beach.
Palm Beach, the Atlantic City of yesterday, the slums of tomorrow. Do you know that the population of Coconut Beach has doubled in the past week?
Has he?
3 bulldogs were born. We're expecting a nanny goat in the morning.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I must be going.
Now don't go. Before you go, let me show you a sample of our sewer pipe we're going to lay. Look at it. Nobody can fool you on a sewer pipe, can they? A woman like you. Now, this is the 8-inch pipe, but of course, all property owners will be allowed to vote on the size of the pipe. In case of a tie, it goes to the Supreme Court, and I can give you a little inside information in advance. The Chief Justice is crazy about this pipe sewer. Here, put it in your pocket. I'll see you later.
Mr. Hammer, I can't use this. I don't want it.
Okay, well, during this time, there was a Florida...
Hello?
Oh.
Yes? Ice water in 318? Is that so? Where'd you get it? Oh, you want some? Oh, that's different. Have you got any ice? No, I haven't. This is Coconut Beach. No snow, no ice. Get some onions. That'll make your eyes water. What? You too.
So during this time,
Mr. Hammer.
there was a
Mr. Thompson wants to know if
huge
you'd reserve a table for dinner
real
for her
estate
in a nice
boom
quiet
in
spot.
Florida.
Nice quiet spot? Yeah. How much you can eat in the lobby? Say, we ought to dress this place up a bit. It looks terrible. Front. 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 Here, front. Here, front. Here, front. Anderson, what's become of our front? Are we all out of front? I haven't seen them. I'm going to fire some of those people. Give me the fire bell. Hey, why don't you stick around here? Listen, if anybody comes in
yeah,
and looks like a customer, tie
there
him up and
was
brand him.
a
I'll exit.
real estate,
Look at him. He's dressed better than I am.
what they called the Florida real estate bubble at the time. There was... There was a Florida real estate bubble at the time. The, as you'll see later with the auctions, a lot of the land,
What are you boys giving me the runaround?
a lot of the land, a lot of the land
What do you want?
was
Explain your business.
subpar.
Send you a telegram. Oh, you're the boys who sent the telegram. How do you do? That's a coincidence. I used to send telegrams myself. How are you? And how are you?
A lot of the land that would be sold would be subpar, mostly swampland. So, as you'll see later on in this film, it's pretty accurate even if it makes fun of it. Anyone seen the film or the Broadway play would know exactly what they're talking about.
Hey, you can stay, but you'll have to take that groundhog out of here. Now, what do you want? Explain your business.
Well, we make a reservation.
Reservation?
Yes, we want the room and no bath.
Oh, I see. You're just here for the winter. Well, step this way and I'll see what I can do for you.
All right, we stay for the summer, too.
I'm sorry, boys, but we haven't got any vacancies.
He's got no vacancy.
We got plenty of room.
That's all right, we take a room. You want a room?
All right.
All right, we take a vacancy.
Oh, boy, take the gentleman's baggage.
What is it? What?
Hey, do you know that suitcase is empty?
That's all right, we fill it up before we leave.
Oh, you will. Well, you'll empty it before
So
I go.
Harpo actually used to
Now, step
talk
this way,
on
boys,
stage
and, just put your moniker
when
on
they
there and
first
everything will be
started.
AK. Hey.
Look
Hey,
what he
don't
do. That's
don't
the
do
baby.
that.
That's we got
Step
a
right
room.
this way, boys.
And
Three
you
shots
get
for
the
five.
green, never miss
The
you.
boy
Come on
wins the
here.
gold cigar.
Get-
Anybody else? Step
He,
right this way.
but he
Hey,
found
hey,
it.
Hey, don't throw that. That's only for long distance.
he found out later that he was
Then what do
much
you want? Would you
funnier
like a suite on the third floor?
No,
not
I'll
talking.
take a Pollock in the basement.
Well, you'll have to take that up with the commissary department. That's an
Well,
entirely different proposition, and I can... Here you are. Let me help you here. I'm sorry. The afternoon mail isn't in yet. Say, I could use you the first of the month.
Telegram for Mr. Hammer.
Telegram? Just tell him I'll send him the money in the morning. Now then, what do you want? Now, what do you want? Do you want a single room?
We'd like to double up.
Well, eat some green apples.
Hey,
Just
it's
a moment.
joke.
What's that? You'll have to talk louder. I can't hear you. If you'll take your nose out of the receiver, it'll be okay. Funny fellow, you. Hello? What's that? You want to know where you can get a hold of Mrs. Potter? I don't know. She's awfully ticklish. Now, I'm in a position, gentlemen, where...
He's hungry.
The inkwell, by the way, is filled with Coca-Cola.
You got a nice one now. I don't want you to get any of the worst of it. There you are. I'm so glad. Now, you boys will pardon me for a few moments. I have some very important business to attend to. As a matter of fact, I'm going upstairs and get your partner is coming from. And I'll be down in a few minutes. And while I'm gone, don't forget, register. Hey, don't forget, register.
Now, you never hear the characters actually
That's all right.
given names in this. And there's a reason why. The Broadway show did have them... gave them names. Their characters' names. Harpo's was Silent Mike. No, Silent Sam.
Hello? Hello? No, we no got no room. We got a nothing. We got no customer.
I am not going to repeat what Chico's is because it was
Did you ring, sir?
incredibly offensive, even for the time.
Did you ring, sir? Did you ring, sir?
Yeah, this is the sort of humor that the early Marx Brothers were known for. Very, 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 very chaotic.
All right, then. But let's be careful.
I will.
Tell me, how is it that the door between your room and Mrs. Potter's is open?
Well, you see, I told her that I trusted her.
You trusted her.
Hey, stop that.
Come on, we did.
Really?
Come, Penelope. Let's get away from this bum.
Bum, 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 bum. Rum, bum, bum, rum, bum, bum, rum, 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 bum, bum, rum, bum, bum, rum, bum, bum, rum, 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 bum, bum.
I could kill those traps.
Wait a minute. Don't kill them yet. I've got an idea.
About them?
Listen, when the necklace is found missing, someone's got to be blamed. Why not them?
Gee, that's not bad. But have you got anything definite?
Suppose I flirt with them, and they come to my room. Then what? I'll complain to the management. Then on the night the necklace disappeared, they were seen near Mrs. Potter's. Get it?
You bet
Got
I
it?
get it.
Good.
That's a grand idea.
Thanks.
The
guys.
plot's
Well, I've got to
very
go alone now.
thin
See you
in
later.
this film.
Goodbye.
Is what you'd expect from an early musical. Early musicals were less about the plot and more about the musical numbers. The phone is made of chocolate. This was not in the original play, by the way, this bit. The scriptwriter came up with it to give Harpo more to do in the movie. Drazov. Ah, yes. Honk honk. Such eloquence. Oh, yes, yes. Which is funny because in real life, Harpo Marx was actually pretty eloquent and pretty well respected among the circles of intellectuals at the time.
Hey, what do you do, eh? All the time you eat. That's no good. We got to get the money. Right now, I do anything for money. I kill somebody for money. I kill you for money. No, you're my friend. I kill you for nothing. Well, what do you laugh, eh? You're in the hotel for 3 hours, you don't got something yet. What do you got? A Jingle watch. That's the fine. That's the fine. That's all you steal?
So you'll notice that the scene has gotten a lot more scratchy, and that is because of the quality of each cut for the film.
Hey.
I think I know your face.
Drazov didn't know this was another rebuilt movie like Metropolis. It
Hang on a
was.
minute.
It
I got some pictures from headquarters.
it's made up of 3 separate
Let me see your face.
copies.
Yours too.
And even then,
All right,
7
all right,
minutes
I make my own
is still missing
What are you fools,
from
eh?
the
No
film.
pushing a room for the fight. You want to fight? So come on, start. Come on. Hey, call your shots. Come on. Hey, add somebody to fight upstairs. Come on.
Hey! What are you guys fighting for?
We don't fight. That's my friend. We play this way.
What are you doing around here?
Huh?
What's your name?
Huh?
I'm pretty suspicious of you birds. Now you listen to me. I haven't got anything on you yet, but I'm going to keep watching. I got your full records right here in my pocket. There's enough to send you up the minute you start anything. You get me?
Wise guy. I gotta start a fight when detective come around. You can wait a little bit. Huh? What do you got? A badge. That's a fine. He's a no more detective. You detective.
Hurry along, my dear. Get right in the cab. It's only a few minutes to get the train. Pardon, can you tell me what time is the next train to Philadelphia?
Train once a week, sometimes twice a day.
Thank you.
That's all right. That's a fine, huh? It's a little tight. Needs something taken out. All right, keep it. That's just what I need. Quarter like this. That's fine, huh? To look good.
Hello.
How do you do?
That's a good-looking coat you have on.
You like it, huh?
You know you look like the Prince of Wales.
Better.
Where did you get that coat?
That's my coat.
That's your coat?
That's my coat.
But it doesn't fit you.
I know. I had it made to order.
Tell me, what are you doing tonight?
Maybe you got a good idea, eh?
Well,
This film was
don't you
also
dare come to
pre-code, so they
3:30
could
at
put
11
in
o'clock.
All right.
some
I come half past
risque
10.
jokes. All the brothers were multi-talented, which they had to be for the vaudeville stage. So many of them could sing, they could perform using different musical instruments. Although I don't know if Harpo in this one plays his signature
Did you see a handkerchief?
work.
I thought I dropped one. Well, it really doesn't matter, because what I'm really interested in is you. Did anyone ever tell you that you look like the Prince of Wales? That's funny. I thought it was an original idea of mine. Tell me, you know who I am? You know my room number?
Drazov, the Prince of Wales sounds much better than the royal
I'll be there at 11
sympathizer.
o'clock tonight.
Excuse me. Drazov, sorry, still have a decades-old grudge against that particular noble. Oh, I don't blame you, Drazov. Oh, you can definitely tell this is a
Did anyone
stage
ever tell you
play.
you look like the Prince of Wales? I don't mean the present Prince of Wales, one of the old Wales. And believe me, when I say Wales, I mean Wales. I know a whale when I see one. Did you say your room was 318? You know, I'm the proprietor of this hotel, and I have a pass key to every room in it.
Passkey?
Pass key, that's Russian for pass. You know, they pass key down the street ski. Won't you, lie down? If we could find a little bungalow,
Cool skeleton.
Oh, of course, I know we
Yes.
could find one, but maybe the people wouldn't get out. But if we could find a nice little empty bungalow just for me and you, where we could bill and cow. No, where we could bull and cow.
Do you know what you're trying to say?
Yes, it's not what I'm thinking of. What I meant was, if we had a nice little bungalow, and you was inside and I was outside trying to get in, or inside trying to get out. Oh no, I was in, you was up, you were inside out and I was up, no, I'll tell you, if you don't hear from me by next Friday, the whole thing's off.
I don't think I understand.
I mean your eyes, your eyes. They shine like the pants of a blue suede suit.
What?
Oh,
That's an insult.
That's not a reflection on you, that's on the pants. What I meant was, if we had a nice bungalow and I came home from work and you were standing by the gate, no, you came home from work and I was standing by the gate, that's more like it. And we came down the path and we went inside and the shades were drawn and the lights were low. And then, are you sure your husband's dead?
Why, yes.
There seems to be a trace of uncertainty in that yes. You know, a yes like that was once responsible for me jumping out of a window. And I'm not the jumper I used to be. What I meant was, you're going to be here all winter, and I'm stuck with the hotel anyhow. Why don't you grab me until you can make other arrangements?
My dear Mr. Hammer, I shall never get married before my daughter.
You did once. Oh, but I love you. I love you. Can't you see how I'm pining for you?
What in the world is the matter with you?
Oh, I'm not myself tonight. I don't know who I am. One false move and I'm yours. I love you. I love you anyhow.
So the
I don't think
actual,
you'd love me
this
if
was
I were
supposed to lead
poor.
into a song
might, but I keep my
between
mouth
these
shut.
two, and
I'll not stay here any longer and be insulted.
called A
this
Little
way.
Bungalow.
Don't go away and leave me here alone. You stay here and I'll go away.
I don't
And it
know
was
what to
actually
say.
Well, say that
deleted
you be truly mine,
after
or truly
the,
yours, or yours truly.
preview
Don't
of the
you know
film.
that I'm-
Will you keep your hands to yourself?
Come on, I'll play you one more game. Come on, the three of you.
The song "When My Dreams
Oh.
Come True" that's in this was written specifically for the film. It's not from the
Can you go
Broadway
down a little
musical.
Just think tonight, when the moon is sneaking around the clouds, I'll be sneaking around you. I'll meet you tonight under the moon. Oh, I can see you now, you and the moon. You wear a necktie, so I'll know you.
Oof. Oh, we are gonna get some harp work. Harpo was very well known for his harp playing. Incredibly well known. He was actually self-taught. I just named Harpo on the harp. Yes, that's why he was called Harpo. notice in these films, whenever he plays the harp, he grows very serious when he does it. And it's not a very easy instrument to master. A more remarkable thing about this, I'm whispering because I don't want us to talk over it too much, is that when he started playing the harp and mastered it, Drazov, the one reason I don't consider Duck Soup the best Marx Brothers movie is that Chico and Harpo don't get their music solos. I forgot they don't in that one. Yes, that's true, they don't. Harpo, when he first taught himself the harp, actually taught himself how to play it backwards on accident. And yet he could do it perfectly. Oh, hello, Montreal, welcome. We're watching the Cocoanuts. And so he actually hunted to find a harp tutor who would teach him how to play it the correct way. But he had problems because every harp tutor he ran into was just in awe of his masterful playing and just wouldn't teach him. He finally found one woman who would teach him, and she was pretty harsh on him, which he appreciated. Excuse me. As Drazov said, in almost every film, except for Duck Soup, he gets to play the harp.
Send up some ice water right away. That's right. Thank you. Good.
Close the door.
Did you get the keys?
Yes. It's one of these.
That's fine. Now, listen, we can't take any chances
It's
on this job.
one of these.
How do you mean?
Well, it's bound to be trouble when she misses the necklace.
Well,
Well, we can't have it found on us.
I should say not.
You've got to play safe and hide it somewhere for a while.
Hide it?
Just for a few days.
Yes, but where?
Anywhere but in here.
Hide it. I know just the place. A hollow tree stump about a mile from here. Will that do?
Fine, but how do I get there?
It's Coconut Manor. You've been out there.
Well, I'm not so sure, Harvey.
Well, here, I'll show you. Now, you go right out Coconut Road. Then there's Augustine Road like this. But instead, you take the Granada Road. Suddenly, you come to a clearing with a fringe of trees around it. That's Coconut Manor, where the stump is. It's about 20 feet from the edge of the clearing. That's where you put the jewels. You can't miss it. Now, you take the necklace right out there, see? I've got to go back downstairs or Mrs. Potter will be suspicious. And be careful.
I will.
What? Drazov, non-ironic use of C spotted. Yes.
20 feet from the clearing. Everything's going along swimmingly now.
Was that a pun visual pun they just did? Oh yes, Drazov, this scene.
You remember me, Prince of Wales?
Oh, yes, of course I do, but Mr. Hammer, how dare you come into my room?
See here, if there's going to be 2 people in this room, it'll be 50 cents extra.
Did he go? Who? Anybody?
Get out! Oh, everybody's fighting me!
hotel not only has running water, it has running gas.
You remember me, Prince of Wales.
Who is it?
Me, the King of England.
Bob. Come in. Ice water. Put it there. Thanks.
Thank you. Why don't you give him a dime?
Come in. Sit down. Well, I never. I should say not. You get out of here. Get out. Hurry. Hurry. My, that's ridiculous. Come in. What is the matter with this man? Mr. Hammer, what are you doing in my room? Don't you dare take that coat off in this room.
Well,
You get out of here as fast as you can go.
I was only playing it.
I'll find out about this, I'll bet. Thank goodness he's gone. Never mind, operator. Come in.
Just absolute chaos.
Who are you?
That's all right. I'll be through in a minute. Well, I guess there's nobody in here.
You don't know where to look.
What's that you said?
Oh, this is awful. When you're quite finished, let me know.
Well, everything seems to be all right in here.
Well, I'm not so sure about that.
All right. I know where to go.
You can only imagine the timing of this in the stage play.
Hello, Miss Lamb.
Come over here. I want to see you. Now, listen to me. I'm not going to have that red-headed fella running around in the lobby. If you want to keep him up in your room, you'll have to keep him in a trap. You can't catch him.
Drezos,
Who is he?
oh, so good.
My
Yes,
partner,
it is
but
good.
He don't speak. Oh, that's your silent partner. Well, anyhow, you wired me about some property. I've thought it over. Now, I can let you have 3 lots watering the front, or I can let you have 3 lots fronting the water. Now, these lots cost me $9,000, and I'm going to let you have them for 15 because I like you.
I don't buy nothing.
What?
I no got no money.
You got no money?
I no got a 1 cent.
How you going to pay for your room?
That's your lookout.
Oh, you're just an idle rumor.
Well, you see, we come here to make money. I read the paper and it say big boom in Florida, so we come. We're a couple of big
Yeah.
booms, too.
Well, I'll show you how you can make some real money. I'm going
You
to
could
hold an
s-
auction
there
in
you
a
go.
while on Coconut Manor.
You could see the water
you know what an
glistening off
auction is,
the
huh?
I
paper.
come from Italy on the Atlantic auction.
Well, let's go ahead as if nothing happened. I say I'm holding an auction at Coconut Manor, and when the crowd gathers around, I want you to mingle with them. Don't pick their pockets, just mingle with them.
I'll find time for both.
Well, maybe we can cut out the auction. Here's what I mean. If somebody says $100, you say 2. Somebody says 2, you say 3.
Speed up.
That's right. Now, if nobody says anything, then you start it off.
Yeah, how am I going to know when they don't say nothing?
Well, they'll probably notify you. You fool, if they don't say anything, you'll hear them, won't you?
Well, maybe I no listen.
Well, don't tell them. Now then, if we're successful in disposing these lots, I'll see that you get a nice commission.
And how about some money?
Well, you can have your choice. Now, in arranging these lots, of course, we use blueprints. You know what a blueprint is, eh?
Yes, oysters.
How is it you never got double pneumonia?
I go around by myself.
You know what a lot is?
Yeah, it's too much.
I don't mean a whole lot, just a little lot with nothing on it.
Anytime you got it too much, you got a whole lot. Look, I explain it to you. Sometimes you don't got enough, it's too much, you got a whole lot. Sometimes you got a little bit. You don't think it's enough. Somebody else maybe thinks it's too much, it's a whole lot too. Now, it's a whole lot, it's too much, it's a whole lot, the same thing.
The next time I see you, remind me not to talk
Logical.
to you, will you?
All right, maybe I
Come
can-
over here, Aunt McNally, and I'll explain this thing to you. Now, look, this is a map and diagram of the whole coconut section. This whole area is within a radius of approximately 3/4 of a mile. Radius. Is there a remote possibility that you know what radius means?
It's a WJZ.
Well, I walked right into that one. It's going to be a cinch explaining the rest of this thing to you. I can see that.
I catch on quick.
That's a rodeo you're thinking of. Look, Einstein. Here's Coconut Manor. No matter what you say, this is Coconut Manor. Here's Coconut Manor. Here's Coconut Heights. That's a swamp. And right over here where the road forks, that's Coconut Junction.
So where you got Coconut Custom?
All right, that's on one of the forks. You probably eat with your knife, so you won't have to worry about that. Now, here is the main road leading out of Coconut Manor. That's the road I wish you were on. Now, over here, on this site, we're going to build an eye and ear hospital. This is going to be a site for sore eyes. You understand?
That's fine.
Now, right over here, this is the residential section.
Oh, so people live there, huh?
There is a slip
No,
up in
that's a
this,
stockyard.
apparently, in this scene.
Now, all along here, this is the riverfront. And all along the river, those are all levees.
That's the Jewish neighborhood?
Well, we'll pass over that. You're a peach, boy. Now, here is a little peninsula, and here is a viaduct leading over to the mainland.
Why a dog?
I'm all right. How are you? I say here is a little peninsula, and here is a viaduct leading over to the mainland.
All right, why a dog?
I'm not playing Ask Me Another. I say that's a viaduct.
All right, why a dog? That's why a dog? Why no chicken?
I don't know why I know chicken. I'm a stranger here myself. All I know is that it's a viaduct. You try to cross over there in a chicken, and you'll find out viaduct.
I know go someplace,
It's deep water. That's viaduct. It's deep water.
That's why a dog.
Look, Rim. Suppose you were out horseback
Okay,
riding, and you came
there's
to
the
that
slip
stream
up.
and you wanted to ford over. You couldn't make it.
He
It's too
almost
deep.
called
Why do you want with a ford if you got a horse?
Chico Ravelli,
Well, I'm sorry the matter ever came up. All I know is that it's a viaduct.
which
Well, look, all right. I catch on to why a horse, so why a chicken, why this, why that. I don't catch on to why a dog.
Now, I was only fooling. I was only fooling. They're going to build a tunnel there in the morning. Now, is that clear to you?
Yes, everything except the why a dog.
Well, that's fine. Now we can go ahead with this thing. Now, look,
Ravelli is the name
I'm
of
gonna take you down and show
Chico's
you our
character
cemetery.
in
I've got a
Animal
waiting list of
Crackers.
50 people at that cemetery just dying to get
Which
there,
again,
but I like you.
You're my friend.
I like you.
They
and I'm
were
gonna shove you in ahead of all of them.
I know
on
you
stage
like.
I'm going to
performing
see that you get a steady position.
that evening.
And if I can arrange it, it'll be horizontal.
So
Now
you
remember,
can
when the
guess
auction
you could
starts, if
guess
somebody
why
says
they were being
$100,
confused
I say
there.
200.
That's grand. Now, if somebody says 200,
I say 300.
that's great. Now, you know how to get down there?
No, I
Now, look,
French.
River. You get down there, down that narrow path
Slipped
there,
up there for a
until you
second.
come to that little jungle there. You see it?
where
Where
the
those thatch palms are.
Yes.
And then there's a little clearing there. A little clearing with a wire fence around it. With that, you see that wire fence there?
All right, why a fence?
Oh, no. We're not going to go all through that again. You come along with me, and I'll
you up.
Excuse me.
All right, I know what you mean. A bit of off. Go high. One say one, two,
Yep.
200, 300.
That's it. If somebody says $100, you say 200.
So,
Two, you say 3. And help me put this
if
deal
you
over,
see
you can
this-
have anything you got.
I got nothing.
Be a light.
That little jump there,
Be a light.
All
Be a
right.
light.
that
Papa
was
don't go out at all.
All right, that
the
be
place
all
where
right.
that
That's
7
all
minutes of
right.
missing footage went.
All ye suckers who are going to get trimmed, step this way for the big swindle. Ladies and gentlemen, before proceeding with the main business of the day, which is the selling of these lots at any price, we are going to have a little entertainment. Very little. I want to present to you Miss Polly Potter, the best paying guest in the hotel. In fact, the only paying guest in the hotel. She will sing for you, and for me too. Miss Potter.
Monkeys upon a tree, never walk very blue. They never seem
But yeah,
to
the,
be on the path that is
where was I going with this?
not like the ones you
Movie is
see
so
on
distracting.
the in the zoo. Monkeys upon a tree, do the monkey doodle doo. Oh, among the mangoes where the
This is,
monkey
again,
can
very
go
early
to
filmed
and
musicals. Musicals were filmed at this point, but it was... they were still experimenting with the sound.
Let me take you by the hand over to the jungle band. If you're too old for dancing, get yourself a monkey gland and then
What?
let's go.
What was that?
Weary is the Darwin theory, telling me I'm you to do the monkey do.
Like, I know Cool Skeleton. What? Camera, where are you angling? Camera? Yes, that's what they said, Cool Skeleton. There was a belief at the time that milky glands were the origin of revitalization, essentially. Again, I think I mentioned this before, but at this point they were starting to get back to being able to move cameras around a little more easier than they did in very early sound era. One of the issues with sound production was that you couldn't move the cameras around a great deal. You would essentially be stuck in a booth with the microphones out. They actually had a problem also with the sound during this filming in that they had to place the crew in soundproof booths because they kept laughing during the production. The Marx Brothers did a lot of ad-libbing and a lot of improvisation during their filmings. So there were jokes that were not in the script. Which led to a lot of people laughing when they should not. Nice little crane shot there.
Florida folks, singing, dancing, and entertainment. After the entertainment, there'll be sandwiches. But remember, if there are no lots sold, there'll be no sandwiches. Florida folks, sunshine, sunshine, perpetual sunshine all the year around. Let's get the auction started before we get a tornado. Right this way. Step forward, everybody. Friends, you are now in Coconut Manor, one of the finest cities in Florida. Of course, we still need a few finishing touches, but who doesn't? This is the heart of the residential district. Every lot is a stone's throw from the station. As soon as they throw enough stones, we're going to build a station. 800 wonderful residences will be built right here. Why, they're as good as up. Better. You can have any kind of a home you want to. You can even get stucco. Oh, how you can get stucco. Now is the time to buy while the new boom is on. Remember that old saying? A new boom sweeps clean. And don't forget the guarantee. My personal guarantee. If these lots don't double in value in a year, I don't know what you can do about it. Now then, we take lot number 20. Lot number 20, right at the corner of DeSoto Avenue. Of course, you all know who DeSoto was. He discovered a body of water. You've all heard of the water that they named after him, DeSoto water? Now, this lot has a 20-foot frontage, a 14-foot backage, and a mighty fine garbage. Now, what am I offer for this lot? Anything at all? Anything at all? $200. Ah, a gentleman bids $200. Who'll say $300? $300. Another gentleman says $300. Do I hear four? $400. Well, the auction is practically over. It's all over but the shooting. I'll attend to that later. $500. Do I hear $600? $600. Sold for $600. Wrap up that lot and put some poison ivy on it. Well, I came out even on that one. That was a big success. Yeah. One more success like that, and I'll sell my body to a medical institute. Now we'll take lot number 21. There it is, right over there. Right over there, folks, right where that coconut tree is. What am I offered for lot number 21? $200. Why, my friend, there's over $200 worth of milk in those coconuts. And what milk? Milk from contented coconuts. Who'll say $300?
$300.
$300.
$400.
$400.
$500.
$500.
$600. $700. $800. What the heck I care?
What the heck do you care, but how about me? Sold. What the heck for $800? I hope all your teeth have cavities. And don't forget, abscess makes the heart grow fonder.
So many puns.
When he said viaduct, I should have smelled a rat. I did, but I didn't know who it was. Now we'll take lot number 22. What am I offered for lot number 22?
Tell trivia here, but
$100. Sold for $100. Believe me, you got to get up early if you want to get out of bed. Now we'll take lot number 23.
$200.
Hey, what are you going to do with all these lots? Play lottos? Who'll say 300?
400.
400. Do I hear five?
$500.
$500. Sold to this gentleman.
$600. $700.
$700. Sold to this gentleman.
$800.
Do I hear nine? Do I hear nine?
You hear 9, you'll hear 10.
If I hear 10, you'll hear plenty. Do I hear nine? Will the gentleman who said 7 say 9? Will the gentleman who said 7 say 7 again? Will you say 6?
He say 6, I say 7.
Will you
He say 7, I say 8. He say 8, I say 9. I got plenty numbers left. When I start, I don't stop for nothing. I bid 'em up. I go higher, higher, higher. All the time I go higher.
Yeah, you'll go higher when I get a hold of you. Sold a Hiawatha for $800. Get away from that tree before it dies.
$50.
Sold for $200.
Too late, too late.
Now we'll take lot
When
number 25.
the
Right where you're
film
standing.
was
Will you please
finished,
get your feet off this lot, you're getting it all dirty. Now here's a lot, folks. It doesn't look very big on top, but it's all
the
yours.
Marx
as far down as
Brothers
you
were
wanna go. It's
reportedly
cheap. Now what am I over for lot number 25? Anything at all? Who started off?
appalled
Anyone
by
at all?
it
Anyone? What become of Peter Rabbit?
and tried
What am I
to
over for
buy
lot
the
25?
negatives from Paramount so they
Come
could
on,
burn
folks,
them.
you know you're all allowed to bid. This is a free country. What am I over for lot 25? What am I over for lot 25 and a year's subscription to Youth Companion? Will somebody take a year's subscription? I'm trying to work my way through college. Will somebody take a 6-month subscription? I'll go to high school. Does anybody want to buy a lead pencil? I'll wrestle anybody in the crowd for $5. Well, if there's not going to be any more bidding, I might as well quit. What's the matter with you people? Can't you visualize bargains? Don't you want to make money? I'm going to try one more
As I
lot.
said
If I
before,
don't
this
dispose of
was
I'm
a
gonna
real
fold
thing
up.
that was
You get
going
me?
on in Florida at the time.
Now, we're going to take lot number 26, the star lot of the whole proceeding. Here it is, right over there where the stump of that tree is. Overlooking the ocean front, one of the finest sights in Florida.
A lot
Now,
of
somebody
swamp
make me an
land
offer.
was sold this way.
$200. $300. Who'll say 400?
$400.
$400. Now, do I hear... Keep Winnie the Pooh out of here, will you? You'll ruin me. Who'll say 500?
$500.
$500. 6? Come on now.
$800.
$800. Now, there's a gentleman with vision. And a nice haircut. There's a gentleman with vision. Who'll say 1,000?
$1,000.
1,000. There's a gentleman with double vision and a better haircut. Who'll say 1,100?
$1,100.
1,100. There's a gentleman with astigmatism. 12 once. Come on now. 12.
$1,200.
12. Hail and farewell. Who'll say 13? 13. Come on. 13.
I'll bid.
13. Do I hear 13? Do I? 12. 12 once. 12 twice. Sold to Mr. Adams for $1,200. And a mighty fine piece of property you got there, buddy.
Oh,
Make a note of
Bob,
that,
you've
yeah?
got it.
What happened? I protest against that. I didn't have a chance to bid.
What do you mean, young man? I want you to understand that I don't discriminate. You had the same opportunity as everybody else.
Mr. Hammer, Mr. Hammer, I've been robbed.
Ooh.
My necklace in your hotel. Oh, Mother. It's worth $100,000.
A lot of money back then.
Was it valuable?
Was it valuable? I'll give $1,000 reward for its return.
You hear that? This little lady has lost a necklace worth $100,000, and she offers $1,000 reward for its return.
$2,000.
Sold for $2,000. Make a
Make
note of
room
that,
here.
Jonathan.
Got me through on this. I'll take charge of this. All
Oh.
you people get back and give us plenty of room.
Back
keep
to
quiet.
the other cut.
Cut that out.
Come on, get back, get back. What's the matter? What, he hurt you? What's the matter? No push, go on. Come on. All right, go on, start fight. Go on. That's a rumble of fight.
Mr. Hammer, what's the matter with him?
I don't know where he's from. He hasn't any license on him.
What is it? What? Yes, that's it. That's it, you dear man. Oh, I'm so happy. I must kiss you again.
Well, that's it. I saw you in that room last night, grabbing off stuff for the reward, eh? Now then, you come clean.
Ooh.
Hey, let go of that.
All right, leave him go. Come on, leave him
Put
go.
your foot on.
How'd you know that necklace was there?
Oh, officer, may I make a suggestion?
What is it?
Well, isn't it possible that the gentleman who bought this lot might know something about it? Why was he so anxious to buy it?
How about it, you? Why did you buy this lot?
None of your business.
He's a desperate character. Oh, Mother.
Why doesn't he just tell
Whenever a
him the
young fella
truth?
shuts up and won't say anything, I've noticed it's generally on account of a woman. Who is she?
None of your business. I won't say a word.
You won't say anything. This guy's letting on to be a dummy. This bird you can't understand when he does talk.
Ah, shalom.
Is there anybody here who will talk?
I will, but I can't think of anything.
Well,
Neither
if
can
you
I.
won't tell me about it, you'll tell somebody else.
Here, wait a minute. You mean to say that...
Come on.
Oh, please, please don't take him.
What?
Oh, I didn't want you to steal it, Bob. I had no idea that you'd do it. Oh, I feel awful.
What are you talking about?
Bob, what does she mean?
Polly.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, it's all my fault. I had no idea he'd think that I meant it. Bob, I didn't want you to do it. I just meant that you could give me one like it.
Wait a minute. Are you accusing me of taking Mrs. Potter's necklace?
Well, I'm taking all the blame myself. I was joking, and you took me seriously. Why, Bob, last night when you told me that you'd taken it, I just couldn't believe it.
Told you I'd taken what? Why, Polly, she's out of her mind.
It sounds quite plausible to me.
Mother, he didn't know what
Another
he was
plot
doing.
run
I
by
begged him to
people
take
who
it back.
just won't say anything.
Say, I'm not going to stand for any more of this. Why, the whole thing is ridiculous. It's absurd. You people really think for one moment that... Oh, I don't care what you think, any of you. Polly, you know it's a lie, don't you?
It was just a harmless flirtation. And then, well, he lost his
Just
head.
tell the truth
Don't you know
of
it's a lie?
why they were buying
You don't think I'd
the
believe
land.
a silly story like that, do you?
Polly. Mother, I don't believe it. Mr. Adams, I must ask you never to speak to my daughter again.
But Mrs.
Come on,
Potter,
young fella.
Bob, I'm going with you. You'll stay here.
Yes, Polly. You stay here. It's only for a little while. Why, the whole thing is ridiculous.
You ready?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Bob.
Don't keep it up any longer. All right.
I'll have a confession out of him in half an hour. Come on, you.
Bob, will you come back here?
Now we'll take lot number 27. I've been so unsuccessful in disposing of these other lots that I'm going to give away a half a pound of tea with every lot that I sell from now on.
There's only one way to wipe off this disgrace. You must make people forget that you ever knew this young man.
Mother, what are you saying?
You see what's come of your way. Now I'm going to have mine. Mr. Yates,
Yes, Mrs. Potter?
my daughter has reconsidered her answer.
What's serious? What?
Mother, your engagement will be announced tonight.
That's wonderful, Polly.
I shall give a dinner at the hotel.
A dinner? A dinner? You want the 30 or the 40-cent dinner?
You may invite everyone.
It's 50 with Jell-O, and oh, how you can Jell-O.
In honor of the engagement of my daughter.
Okay, so what is that woman's relationship with Yates? Exactly. What does she get out of it? I can't remember exactly.
Coming, Polly?
In a minute. Please go ahead.
Why, what's the matter, dear?
Nothing. Please go.
All right. I'll wait for you.
I believe of the cast members of the Broadway show, only the Marx Brothers and Margaret Dumont in this film were on the stage version. The rest of the cast were all new. Uh-huh. This is the only time that Harpo wore that wig, by the way. They realized the wig was way too dark for the actual film. So later wigs were adjusted to be a little bit lighter.
You got the key. That's fine. Hey, wait, look. I got the saw. Now, you got to get us something. We get a bob out. Hurry up. Bob, hey, Bob.
They actually would
How do you do? How do you do?
What are you
Chico
doing here? I didn't know they allowed visitors here.
locked
Hello,
in
mister.
that
We're coming to
jail
get you out.
cell
We got to be quick, too.
Oh, thanks very much. You shouldn't
between
have bothered.
takes
I might as well stay here as any other place.
You got to come out.
to keep him
Polly, she
from
wants you.
calling his
Polly wants me.
gambling
Have you,
bookie.
because tonight she's going to be engaged.
Engaged?
Yeah,
He
gonna
had
be
a
married. Mrs. Potter, she's
gambling
going to give
issue.
a big engagement dinner.
Who? To who?
To Polly, VH to Polly. Everybody's going to be there. You
Polly's
too.
going to marry Yates?
That's right, that's right.
Come on, let me out of here. Get me out of here, quick.
Wait, we get you out. Hey, Paisan, 3 o'clock. Come on, hurry up. Wait, quick. Now we get you out. Oh, he's an old
Thanks very much. I don't want anything to eat.
All right, come
Not
on.
at a time like this. Come on, hurry up. Get me out of here.
We get you out. What's the matter? What do you do, eh? Come on, break in the lock. Come on, hurry.
Kid John, of course, the door isn't locked, saw its way open inwards when he
I
first
promise
touched
you,
it. Yes.
Come on.
Come on, stop fighting. This is no time to fight. Come on, hurry up. Get me out of here, quick. Oh, come on, hurry.
Come on, hurry up, Pop. Everybody's away. Come on.
Not a very good jail, is it?
Is that so? Well, I'll attend to that. Boy, it's been reported to me there's a poker game going on in room 420. You go up there and knock on the door and see if you can get me a seat.
Yes, sir.
I'll be right over.
All right, Bob. Coast is clear. Nobody around. It's a fine, yes? Here he is. We got him.
Yeah, we got him all right.
How
Hello,
are they
you out
going
on parole?
to keep him
No, these two gentlemen
hidden?
helped me to get out. I'm ever so much obliged to you, Mr. Hammer. They told me it was your idea. I can't begin to thank you.
That's all right. Maybe you'll do as much for me sometime. Well, arrivederci. Goodbye.
Arrivederci.
I can't begin to thank you.
Why, that's polygamy.
Believe me, it's no fun being in jail.
Jail is no place for a young fellow. There's no advancement.
But seriously, Mr. Hammer, you know the story of Penelope's was all a lie, don't you?
Now, what's the use to worry? It's silly to worry, isn't it? You're gone today and here tomorrow.
But you know it was a lie. How am I going to prove it?
Well, of course, that's the question.
What is it? Silent Red, wanted by the police.
Yeah, that was his name for the film.
What's going on here? Boy, everything's been dropping from on high here. Something grapefruit. Hot one, all right. Well, I hope I still got my underwear on.
You know,
Come here with that. I felt kind of flimsy. Bob,
yes, sir.
go upstairs and count the rooms. I think the 3rd floor is missing. I'll put this stuff in here until I get ready to go upstairs. Wait just a moment. Blackstone Hotel Chicago, Statler Hotel Cleveland. Those are mine. Can you imagine that? More papers. Man, Iverson.
Granada Road, Coconut Road. Granada Road, Coconut Road. Granada Road.
Hey, if you get it twice more, you're allowed to keep it. Come here with that, will you? Well, you can beat that, but you can't tie it. Granada Road. Don't talk. You take the words right out of your mouth. Granada. Granada Road. Jules. Tell me, where did you find this? That's a great guy. You think that? Where did you find it? Mr. Hammer? Whoever drew this knows something about that robbery. Look.
So this movie was the very, very first film in America to use an overhead camera setup. Most people credit Buzzley Berkeley for doing it in 1930, but this movie was the first to use it. It has to be really uncomfortable doing that sort of dance. Music. Certainly is an exciting party. I would do a radio Matsu voice with this, but that is only for redeems. Not a lot of space there, is there? Of course, Zadium. Okay, let me get a drink of water. Let's see if I can do this. Well now, welcome back to the study, and here we are enjoying the beautiful and delightful music of Irving Berlin, only found here at Radio Matsu. So sit back, enjoy, and listen to the soothing sounds of this musical composer here at Radio Matsu. Thank you. You would do that, Dr. Zadium. You would. Dr. Zadium, it is a crime to deny the world the Radio Matsu voice. Aw, thank you. A lot of songs, as you can tell, were cut out of this film version. And they substituted this song for most of them. Most likely because they didn't have the cast to do it.
So good at the guitar. Thanks so much for the talk. Oh, isn't it lovely? You're a lucky boy, Harvey.
Yes.
I know the party's going to be a great success.
That
I hope so.
headdress
Hello,
is something.
Oh, hello. I didn't know you were going to be here.
I mean, I know what it's supposed to be, but it's still... Yeah.
How do you do?
How do you do? Is this the Hammer come in?
Mr. Hammer? Yes, you can hear directly.
Music.
Mr. Hammer, your costume's wonderful.
This costume has been condemned by good housekeeping.
I love the color scheme.
That isn't a scheme, that's a conspiracy.
Signor Chico Joseph Maria di Acunia, County Eresno.
On track 25.
Aha, signor, innocenti la benedetta statura. Che so io quando si faccio una fanciulla da salire.
Listen, Count, as soon as the guests leave, I'd like you to take the ashes out.
A shalom. His Excellency, the ambassador from San Raffaello, Signor Di Harpeno.
Hey, next on that stuff. Sure, and it's just a breath of old Ireland. I can see me old mother coming down the old paint bog, and I can see in the morning, I can see the old...
Again, a lot of this improvisation. Out of all the brothers, actually, Groucho once said that Zeppo was the most talented because Zeppo could
I'm awfully glad you came, Mr. Hennessy.
That's all
jump
right,
in
madam.
and do any of his
A
brother's
party like this, you've got
routines
to have the law around.
at a moment's
A
notice.
nice woman like you needs protection. And I'm here to see that you get
And outside of the
a couple
film
shady characters
work,
hanging around that I'm going to
apparently
keep
he had
an
a
eye on.
very,
What
very
about you,
dry
Give
sense of humor.
me that, I tell you. Who got my shirt? What's become of my shirt?
Oh, the son.
I want my shirt.
Hey, you've lost your shirt.
Yes.
Can you describe this shirt?
What's that?
Come here. Now look, this cross marks the spot where the shirt was last seen.
Cut that out.
Now remain quiet, will you please?
Just as I thought. You birds are all in on this thing, and you're all trying to keep me from finding my shirt.
That's a lie, you whelp. Whelp, 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 whelp.
I want my shirt.
He wants his shirt.
I want my shirt.
He wants his shirt.
I want my shirt.
He wants his shirt.
I want my shirt. I want my shirt. I want my shirt. I can't be happy without my shirt.
Interesting choice for a song. It's called He Wants His Shirt? And now for something completely different.
And now, friends, now that we've found Hennessy's shirt, would you all mind looking for a collar button that I lost here? Size 13 and a half.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you'll all find places at the table, we'll have a short entertainment before supper.
Eat. Come on. How about you and I giving this joint the air and indulging in some snappy necking?
What? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Hammer will now act as master of ceremonies. Mr. Hammer.
and gentlemen, $200. In behalf of the Rotary Club of Minneapolis, I want to take this occasion of welcoming you to Waukegan. I mean in recognition of my many years of service with the railroad, you have presented me with these ties. And that, of course, reminds me of the story of the Irishman. Joke. It's so funny. I wish I could think of it. Oft in the stilly night, the trembling of a leaf can be heard, sighing through the trees, and the babbling brook as it wends its way onward, babbling and... Well, I got rid of one. And one like that is worth 3 ordinary ones. Where was I? Oh, yes, on this chair, that's right. Western cattle opened at 15 and a quarter. Yearlings and spring veals showed a firm tone. And eggs were a little touchy on a falling market. Well, my mother and father talked it over, and they finally moved to New York. They took a little house in the Bronx. And it was in that little house that Abraham Lincoln was born, much to my father's surprise. And that, boys and girls, was the beginning of the Lincoln Highway. And now, friends, in view of the fact that Miss Potter's engagement is being celebrated here tonight, so to speak, I think a few words from her mother would be revolting. I now take great pleasure in presenting to you the well-preserved and partially pickled Mrs. Potter.
That is...
Speak, great speech.
My good friend, if I could only tell you how rosy-hued everything seems to be tonight. As I look into your faces, they're all lit with gay laughter. The whole world and everything in it is bathed in a soft, glowing, luminous haze.
The old gal is stew to the eyebrows.
And now, I want to wish you all a most enjoyable evening. As for myself, I'm sad. I simply can't go any farther.
I'll get off with you. Now, friends, I want to take great pleasure in presenting to you the groom, Mr. Yates, Mr. Harvey Yates. Good evening, radio fans. We are now back in the studio. Stand by for your station announcer.
My dear friend.
He doesn't even let him talk.
I really don't know what to say.
Well, shut up. What a splendid suggestion.
I feel highly honored, but I'm afraid I'm not much of a speechmaker. Nevertheless, Mr. Hammer, it was very nice of you to call on me.
You must call on me sometime.
I was just about to say...
Yes, come up and see my flower bed.
What I intended to say...
I want you to see my pansies.
Well,
I got short pansies and long pansies.
I was just going to say that...
Next spring, I'm going to get some early bloomers.
Oh.
What I was about to say...
There seems to be a steady stream flowing in and out over there.
I wouldn't dream of taking up any more of your time. I merely wanted to thank you all.
Yeah.
And as I said before, I hadn't intended to make a speech at all.
But you certainly succeeded. Now, friends, we'll see.
Now, what's that with you?
That's that good golf gas.
Good. I'm so sorry.
Hey, what do you do? No duty.
Come on, that's some more food.
Mr. Hammer. Mr. Hammer, can't you do something?
I don't have to. They're doing plenty.
Oh, this is awful.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the first musical number that we intend to portray will be the beginning and the ending of a very... We're going to have music. Music. We're going to have music.
Again, little odd cut between the the
Now, the first musical
sources.
number on the program will be a piccolo solo, which we will skip. And the second number will be Signor Pastrami, the Lithuanian pianist. The Signor, for his first selection, will play A Cup of Coffee, A Sandwich, and You from the opera Aida. Signor, allow me to escort you to the dais.
Oh, Signor Pastrami, what is the first number?
Number 1.
Chico was very worked a lot with piano in the films. He had a very unique way of playing. Not very technical, but very showy. Music. Because again, when you're working on vaudeville, you have to exaggerate things a little bit. Always fun.
And now, friends, I want to present to you a charming little lady. Down at front. Hey, sit down, that's all. The little lady who is to become Mrs. Harvey Yates over my dead body.
I know I have the sincere wishes of all my friends, and can only tell you how much I appreciate it. I think I can honestly say this is the happiest moment of my life. Look what I have here.
Soggy piece of paper.
It's a little engagement present just given me by Mr. Yates. He wrote it just now, but he wrote another yesterday when the necklace was stolen. They are both in his handwriting. Let me read it to you. It shows how to get to Coconut Manor and the hollow tree stump, and reads, Hollow stump, jewels. I don't believe it. See for yourself.
Yates is gone. Yates is gone? And I gave him a check this morning for $1,000. It's a good thing it was my personal check. Oh, Mr. Hammer, there's a man outside wants to see you with a black mustache. Tell him I've got one. Well, I think you will want to see him. His name is Mr. John W. Berryman. He has accepted my architectural plans for the development of Coconut Manor.
Why didn't he say this before?
Thank you.
Bravo,
Thank you.
Galiziano.
He also wants to know if you can accommodate 400 guests for the weekend. 400 guests? 400 guests.
Yes.
What in the world the matter with them? Now, Mother, you must admit you were mistaken. Mr. Adams, how can you ever forgive me?
Oh, please, Mrs. Potter.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Again, what is with that
you're all
woman?
invited to attend the wedding of my daughter. The wedding will take place exactly as planned. That is, with the exception of a slight change. She will be married to Mr. Robert Adams.
Yeah, back to this song again. right to us, the audience. And that was the Cocoanuts. Oh, for a first film, it's not bad for the Marx Brothers. You get a good sense of their style of humor, even if it is a little bit rough in places. Um, oh, wonderful. Yes, yes, yes. It is their second film they did, Animal Crackers, which is also based off a play they were in, shows a little more refinement from what Coconuts did, and it's I personally find it a little bit more funny, and there's a lot more workable humor in it. You also get to see a rare appearance of Zeppo playing Grouch's part in that. But unfortunately, the film is not in the public domain, so I cannot show it. But yes, yes, this was Coconuts, and I'm glad to have you on here. Drazov, graded on a curve compared to other 1929 movies, it's impressive, though they definitely get better. Yes, yes, it's a good film. I mean, no doubt about it. It's a good comedy. It's just you can definitely see in their later films where they got better and where the production values got better. The uh, the insertion, excuse me, the inserting of the Marx Brothers into the plot gets a lot smoother later on, and they take up a lot more of the plot in the later movies because, of course, the directors realize that people are more interested in the Marx Brothers than they are in the subplots. All right then. We'll head. Well, we won't head anywhere. Let's stay here for now. So next week, my dear scholars, I'm not sure what we're doing next week. I had a book in mind, but on reviewing it, I realized it wasn't a book I felt comfortable reading for us. It was a little too violent of a book. Let's put it that way. 1929 book of all things. Um, and there are other factors included, so I will get back to you all on what the plan is next week a little bit later. But for now, let's see who we can raid tonight. And let us see. Um, you know, let's. Who shall we raid, my dear scholars? That's the question. I think for tonight, we will raid Abs, I think. Looks like they're playing Raft. It might be a little fun. So then, my dear scholars, I say unto you, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Till we meet each other again at the study. Take care, and I shall see you next time. Till then, farewell and bye bye.